Lady Danny here, and the average person knows about 15 recipes by heart. And I was sick of all the ones I knew, and that's why I learned to make scarpaccia. So when asked to show how I made it, I promised the next time I did, I would film it. So here you go. I've used a mandolin to thinly slice 3 zucchini, 2 carrots, and a few mushrooms. You can swap for other vegetables. Now once that's done, I've sprinkled everything with salt. You really want to draw the fluid out of the vegetables. Then I'm going to give a good mix to make sure the salt is kind of incorporated with everything. And then I'm dumping it all into a small colander, which I will then sit into a bowl. Now I let this sit for about an hour, but you can do this in as little as 15 minutes or so. When I come back to check on my vegetables, you'll see that fluid has collected in the bottom. But don't throw this out. You'll need it for the next part of the recipe. So now I transfer all of my vegetables into a mesh bag. Once this is in the bag, I'm going to give it such a squeeze. The point is you really want to get as much fluid out as possible. What you're trying to get is about a cup of fluid. It's going to have the salt and the natural vegetable flavor. Then I take 1 cup of flour and 1/4 cup of cornmeal. Next, I preheat my oven to 375. And although my pan is parchment lined, I'm going to give it a little brush with oil. Now, back to mixing my 2 flours and slowly adding in the vegetable liquid. Once my batter is finished, and it should resemble more of a loose batter, I simply fold in my veggies. And if it makes it easier for you, you can do this with your hands. Once all my vegetables are covered, it's time to place it all on my lined pan. The idea is to smooth this out as equally as possible so you get one thin sheet. My pan is like 11 by 16, so I'm making sure that I flatten this all the way out to the end. And after baking at 375 for 35 minutes, this is what I have. It's one perfectly browned, thin sheet of vegetable goodness. Top it with cheese, and you got instant veggie pizza. And of course, I had to have a nibble. But I really made this to fill with beef and cheese. You can also cover this with an herby cheese, roll, and then slice into pinwheels for a great hors d'oeuvre. After I made this and stuffed it, I threw it in the air fryer. So it's super crisp. Crispy veggie yumminess, and you made it yourself. Cheers!